Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Two topics for this video. One, the elections, presidential elections in Mexico, and why it's important, because the person who got elected might get Mexico in a war with someone, maybe with United States of America. I'm just following a pattern. I will explain. There's a woman who was elected as a president of Mexico. Nothing wrong with being a woman, but the other group membership gets us to Zelensky Stein and gets us to the Prime Minister of France and gets us to the Defense Minister of Great Britain, gets us to the Foreign Minister of United States of America, or the Secretary of State Department, which is Blinkenstein, Yellen, Mayorkas, and all these guys. It seems like they are coming out and they are exposing themselves, and that's not good for them. Why? Because even the baboons will observe a pattern, which is no pattern, right? So that's the first topic, and I will develop it. I will show you some pictures here with the articles that I have ready for you. I was sitting on this subject for some time. I was waiting for today. Why? Today it's been the green light, or the blue light, however you want to call it, blue and white light. The other great, fantastic, tremendous piece of information is that one of the people that I like intellectually, and not only, is Mr. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. He is the former president of Iran. By the way, he is Iranian, from Iran. So he is the Iranian, he just wants to be again the president of Iran. I wish him all the best, and whatever gods he might be praying to fulfill his dreams against other people who will ask the same God for the same favor. I hope Mr. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad gets to be again the president of Iran. I hope he doesn't end up like Mr. Raisi, but nevertheless. So let's start with this situation in Mexico. We have an article from New York Times, and obviously the New York Times will, like seals, celebrate this great historic piece of information. Let me show it to you. I will show it to you right here. Hey, baby doll, don't move. So here it is, New York Times, and here is what? You see that woman? See the name? I will get into it, not like that, but so Sheinbaum. So we don't have now only Zelensky Steins, we have Baums now. Okay, well, Sheinbaum makes history. Sure she does, as first woman elected to lead Mexico. Yes, she's Jewish. Nothing wrong with that, but Zelensky is Jewish too. The Prime Minister of France is Jewish too. As I said, Defense Minister of Great Britain is Jewish. Mr. Saps is Jewish too. Mr. Blinkenstein is the Foreign Minister, let's put it straight, of the United States of America. Yellen is the, the Department of Treasury, with our money. Mayorkas, he sounds Latino, but he is also Jewish. Nothing wrong. The White House Chief of Staff, all United States, right? Also Jewish. It's nothing wrong with that. Just look at the names and tell me how many Romanians you see in positions of this kind. And let's see. We have Israel with Mr. Netanyahu. Good for you. He's Jewish. He's in charge of his nation. Good. Excellent. The chief of Mossad is also Jewish. The president of Israel is also Jewish. The foreign minister is also Jewish. The defense minister is also Jewish. Oh, they're all Jews. Or Israelis, however you want to call it. Great, nothing wrong with that. That's the way it should be. The problem is when the same rule doesn't apply somewhere else. I want to see some Iranians, Palestinians, who knows, as I don't know, the chief of Mossad or the defense minister of Israel. You will never see that. That's because I think so. And I, as a free person, I'm allowed to express my opinions and gut feelings. But hey, we have here Mr. Zelensky Stein, who started on, he's in charge of a country that was attacked by evil European Putin, and he's gonna fight with the Europeans brothers and sisters to fight the other European, while Zelensky Stein is the uniter, unifier. So now we have Sheinbaum, and she's in Mexico. So if we go by that, remember the Prime Minister of France is very much eager to fight Russia, very much eager. Mr. Shapps of Great Britain, very much eager, but not he will not fight Russia. No. The Brits, the English, the Welsh, the Irish, these guys, the Scots, they will fight Russia, the Russians, the Europeans. And then again, the French will have the French. Mr. Prime Minister of France, he's gonna have the French. How many French are there? You know, they're just invaded by beautiful people. So they will fight Russia, not the guys. Now, Israel is involved in a war in self-defense. Now you have Ukraine, another Zelensky Stein, right, involved in a war. You want France, and you have Great Britain might get NATO in a war. You have Blinkenstein getting in a war. You see, what's going on? How many Romanians have you heard getting the, I don't know, people in a war? Or how many Hungarians? You tell me, I tell you, 0. All right, so let's see Miss Sheinbaum. She makes fucking history. All right. Claudia Sheinbaum, a climate scientist. You are Mexico, and former mayor of Mexico City, won her nation's elections, because Mexico is Miss Steinbaum's nation. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, that's true. In a landslide victory that brought a double milestone. Listen to this one. She became the first woman and the first Jewish person to be elected president of Mexico. Very good, very good. Now, she is 61 years old. Let's read about that. I'm not going to go. I mean, I'm going to go. Why not? Let me show you. Old man. Right here. Okay. Wikipedia. There she is. And we find out she is a scientist, blah, blah, blah. You know, tells us that it's a global warming and you need to pay the carbon tax and so on. It's coming. And it's her early life. Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo, from Pardon, I guess, was born to a secular Jewish family in Mexico City. How is that a secular Jewish family when to be Jewish is religious? Well, why don't you look into that one? Remember? No, be Jewish is just a religion, like the imbecile, what's his name? Milei, the imbecile, the pimp of Argentina. He wants to be Jewish. You will never be Jewish. Did you come from something like this? No. Yeah, with some, but not that kind. Anyway, let's move to another. So wait for a war. Wait for the war. Wherever they go around, war comes around with other people's lives. That's the key point for you to remember. And doing the bidding of... All right, good. Next one. This beautiful article. I love this article right here. Right here. And this is from Associated Press. Iran's hardline former President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad registers for June 28th presidential election. Oy vey, great. He's not a hardliner. In my assessment, there he is. Victory, VVV. There he is, Mr. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. He has a PhD in, I think, some engineering as well. He's a scientist too, but it's not that what it is. He is an Iranian who wants to be again in charge of his nation, and he is not a hardliner. He is just a logical, smart, self-contained individual. Watch the interviews conducted by garbage weasel foreign, which is American and British interviewers. Not necessarily the questions. I like the questions even though they are like this. Do you condemn this? Do you still want to wipe pop, not your ass, from the... All the same questions, and he asks calmly and smartly and smacks this garbage like, what's his name, Stephanopoulos and other imbeciles. Why? Because when you have the truth on your side and you know what the truth is, they can't win. They can try to spin this and that. So yes, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, if I could, I would vote for him. For Iran, but hey, I'm not from Iran. Maybe, I don't know, get a, how do you call it, the citizenship, just an honorary citizenship for the Persians. Yep. So nevertheless, here you have it. What do you think? Will he win? What happened last time? He was removed from the ballot by higher forces. So unfortunately, Mr. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad might not be allowed again to run, which is sad because I think he was very, very smart. From the interviews, what body language, logic he used, historical events, the way he spoke, the calmness. All right, he's a guy. He's a guy. I like the guy. You don't like him? Fine. Listen to his statements. Don't read the statements and interpretations of weasels. No. Listen to him. What he says and the connections and how should I put it? The reasoning, the line of reasoning he's using, and see if that's right or the imbeciles. I think sold little interviewers who are just I don't know, not working for us, that's for sure. So thank you very much for being with me again today. Let's see if this works. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.